The active volcanoes in U.S. are located, and do you know the locations of the top 300 prime terrorist targets? You can find these answers and more in the new interactive CD book, Prudent Places USA. With the more than 50 interactive parameters, you can pinpoint natural and man-made disaster areas, brewing environmental catastrophes, the safest cities, the best places for solar and wind energy, and much, much more. Complete with 3 gigabytes of detailed information on each of 3,000 plus counties in the U.S., including 550 high-resolution full-color maps and full-color photographs, as well as detailed information and analysis to help you zero in on the best places to live, the ideal location for cabins and vacation homes, as well as safe and unsafe areas. Get Prudent Places USA for only $29 plus shipping by calling New Millennium at 888-803-4438. That's 888-803-4438 to order on the web or at berkeywater.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, coming up into this hour, I'm going to get into the Illuminati, the Masons, their occultic activities, and I mean, even Keith Olbermann's gone on national TV and said Bush is engaging in human sacrifice over in Iraq. We're going to play that clip, and I was talking to one of the anthropologists who lives here in Austin, a friend of mine who's also a fan of the show, who was one of the anthropologists on Apocalypto, and she was talking about how, and Mel's actually said it publicly too in some interviews, but on the set he was talking about how, you know, this is human sacrifice. But now even Keith Olbermann's saying it. Do you agree with that, Hutton? That, I mean, this is a weird form of human sacrifice over there?
Absolutely. We have no business there.
But I mean, Bush says we must have more sacrifice.
Well, yeah. Well, let's. I would appreciate it more if he had been right there in the Army when they wanted him, or in the Air Force, wherever he was supposed to be.
Or if his daughters were enlisting right now.
Yeah, that would help. Or some other members of his family.
What are you going to do if they try to reinstitute the draft? I mean, you left the U.S., you said, pretty much because of that in the late 60s. And what's the family planning if they try to draft now with all those grandkids?
Well, to start with, 28 of them are in Australia. They can't get at them. After that, it's anybody's guess.
Hutton, in closing, anything else you want to add? And why did you decide to, after 2.5 years of silence, I guess the last time I interviewed you on air, you were about 86. Now you're 88. Why are you now deciding to go public again?
Well, I'm shirking my duty. I've got to get this stuff out about the church. And it doesn't make any difference what else I'm supposed to have said or thought. We got the thought police going, of course.
They've got all this hate crimes legislation they're trying to pass to restrict free speech.
Oh, yeah. Free thought, too. But, for instance, now our friendly Ratzinger has decided that he will give us his kind, loving permission to have the Mass back. But he's not doing that. He's giving us the 1962 change of John 23rd.
So basically, but again, that shows they're at least trying to camouflage what they're doing a little bit more. That shows that the traditionalist movement, or is called the Orthodox movement, is exploding. I mean, is it not?
Well, they're trying to break it up, you see. Some people will settle for just the Mass. And I won't. I want the whole church back. Because they won't have the Mass anyway, because they have nobody that can say it.
Well,
all the priests ordained, supposedly, since '69 are not priests. And what they would then participate in, if it weren't right in the right already, is idolatry. And
well, Hutton, you've done amazing work with others towards exposing this takeover and this evil, and it does show that individuals highly motivated can have an effect. And you have had a life well lived and are still doing wonderful work, and I know you're going to be around with us for a long time to come, my friend, and I hope we can avert an attack on Iran and a draft and the rest of it. But I think if they try that, it's going to be the beginning of the end for them. I think they can push too far.
Yeah, well, they'll push too far because they're after a certain thing. Homogenization. Everybody's got to be the same. Otherwise, we won't make good slaves. That goes in the church, especially. So if we get the church back, we have a chance at the other. I don't know what chance we can have with the government, but I'm working as well as I can on the church.
You keep it up. HuttonGibson.com. And we've got a link up on the site to his P.O. box to get his newsletter, $5 a year. Hutton, thank you for coming on. Again, I'm honored you chose this program to go public again. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you.
Take care. There goes Hutton Gibson. We'll be right back with the news and a lot more.